Hello parents, I'm Mr. How are you? As I believe that this week you will be receiving your child's P6 prelim result. And today I'd like to showcase to you one very good example of how I've helped this child to improve significantly over the months as she was in my tuition. So as you can see here, I'm doing a screen sharing over here now, right now. And this student actually she did extremely well. You can see her section B score. She achieved 38.5 upon 45. I believe that there was a extra mark being allocated for one question. So you can see that this question in section B is actually, the total score is upon 45. So the child actually scored 88.5.101. I'd like to showcase to you, this is from a neighborhood school, and a child was with me since P5. But when she came in that time, her P5's open-ended perhaps was in the region of like 60%, the whole paper. So you can see she has made significant improvement. And this is a very good example, and I can showcase you. There were many questions I can bring forth how the PSLE paper is being marked. And you can see some of the questions I've already done analysis for the child. I put in the remarks on certain questions just to scroll down slowly. You can see she can score full marks so far. And also, this is a question where marking, spelling is not being penalized in PSLE science as long as it's same pronunciation and it's not another word. So you can see that she misspelled the word name, but she was awarded the full marks. And then also again, this is the full marks she scored. And also, this is also one question that she was careless, and probably because due to the time constraint, she answered M instead of N. Because in this question, the candidate is supposed to answer the population of N decreased over time, give a reason why. But if you analyze the student answer, she talked about M. She put M increase. So she was careless. And I think that if you have read the questions carefully, she would have gotten these questions correct. And let's continue. You can see some questions. I put down certain remarks here, another full marks over here, as you can see. And this question, she answered extremely well, and I am greatly delighted by it, because the student need to understand the percentage of carbon dioxide will influence the color change. And all the reasons given were very good. But however, the marker did not detect this word here, because actually she should put decrease instead of increase, because there's a transfer error. And I believe that due to the cohort standardization exercise, which I did before as a former MOE teacher, so this transfer error was not being penalized, because they are supposed to explain in this beaker C and why it changed from the color indicator to blue. And because here put decrease, but she put increase. So there's transfer error, but it's not being penalized. And also she provided explanation for this observation. And note, this is the 5-mark question in PSLE, 3 marks here, plus 2 marks here. And I'd like to congratulate this student that she actually did very well. She answered the 5-mark questions and she get it all correct. To protect her identity, I just call her Soap. And congratulations, Soap, for getting the full marks. And also here, another full marks here. Okay, another questions I like to highlight is, because for certain questions, you can explain in terms of energy conversion or in terms of forces. But in these questions, the examiner actually required the candidate to answer according to this specific domain, which is energy conversion, but she answered wrongly. She answered in the domain of force. As you can see here, she answered in the wrong domain, though her answer is perfectly correct if there's no domain restriction. So do take note, parents, remind your child if there's a domain restriction. For example, in this situation, need to explain in terms of energy conversion, the child must answer in terms of energy conversion. So do take care of this. Okay, you may ask, why have domain restriction? Why have domain restriction? So I like to tell students this joke. Our Prime Minister Lawrence Wong is his national education program. Why is Prime Minister Wong national education program? Because you see, as a small country, we need to train students to be resilient. Okay, resilient. So therefore, we have the Red Lions to be resilient. Also, the next question is a very good question about the electrical circuit system. And when she analyzed this, because I put a remark here, actually she answered this question, I believe that very calmly and cleverly. Because you see, for most students, especially through my observations, years of teaching, usually girls, they are more intimidated by such complex, so-called complex electrical circuit diagram. So I put here C and C. C and C remain calm and clever. So next time when you see the symbol cycle and carriage that produce a Mercedes-Benz, remain calm and answer cleverly. And she did very well, this child. And this question, actually, she get tricked because I put a comment here. Why she went wrong or why she has gone wrong in this question? Can I read my student's mind? And I believe that a good tutor should be able to do. And let me ask her later, if I see her this week, to verify whether I could understand or read her mind. Probably she could not relate to the science concept of more electricity flowing through a circuit in parallel than one in series. So therefore, in such transfer of application question, which I call TOA, transfer of application open-ended questions, the trick, okay, remember the trick is to draw a similar bulb connected circuit next to the question, like what I've done it here before. So what I did is you emulate, or instead of this oven toast heater, you change it to bulbs. So when you draw this visually, immediately during the process of drawing, students would have connected to the concept that the more bulbs connected in series, the dimmer will be the bulb. Why? Because lesser electricity is flowing through each bulb. So when she connect this to this, this will mean that lesser electricity will flow through the heating element and will produce less heat. So there's one trick. This is called the transfer of application questions. Try to do something similar. So as I put here, after drawing, students will be able to relate to the SC, scientific concept, that more bulbs connected in series, the dimmer. The more bulbs connected in series, the dimmer. And then also this question, she answered quite well. And she's called full marks here. Well done. And this one, she lost 1 mark. And I will analyze this in the next YouTube video due to the time constraint. The purpose of this short video is to show you that it's able to help the students improve. And then there's another question, is strict marking being enforced? Because here they ask a general question, what is condensation? But the candidate answer according to, very specifically to water. Just remember that any gas can condense to form a liquid. Therefore, you see the answer. Condensation is a process where gas loses heat and condenses into liquid at any temperature. So this is a very strict marking. It's answered in general because any gases can condense, not only water, which is in the form of water vapor condensing to form water droplets. So I need to go off because my driver is picking up soon to send me to my One Academy Learning Center. And also mistake in awarding 2 marks. Because if you analyze this question, it's in free screen, I believe that this child should be given the full 2 marks. Because if you analyze the answer, she's actually perfectly correct. But because I think due to the many scripts in marking, the examiner actually accidentally penalized her by deducting half mark because she actually answered very well. As you can see here, the bamboo leads still had gaps between them, thus allowing the warm water vapor to escape. When the warm water vapor comes into contact with the cooler surrounding air, it loses heat and condenses into tiny water droplets, which is the white cloud he saw. So if you see the model answer, she has everything. The bamboo lid has gap for water vapor to escape. The hot water vapor lost heat to the cooler surrounding air and condense into tiny water droplet. In fact, her answer is superior than the model answer, because in this model answer, you notice they did not identify what is this white clouds. But this candidate, who is my student, and I'm very glad she actually identified this white cloud is a tiny water droplets. So I'd like to congratulate this student. And for those parents who are still asking for help, not to worry, because we have about 4 more weeks to the actual PSLE science paper. And this training, I hope that you can enroll if it's not too late. As you can see here, this training during the September holiday, the day 1 is full online. Day 2, the child can choose either online or on site. But on site, I limited to 8 students. So we have 3 students now on site. I have 5 more vacancies. So do contact me as soon as possible. I believe that with the remaining 4 weeks, I can help a child upgrade by 1 AL grades for science, because science is indeed a very unique topic that students over the past years that I taught, they came in even after prelim. These are new students which I have not taught before, but I was able to help them to improve their grades significantly, at least by 1, if not 2 AL grades. So this, Mr. How are you? Please kindly give me a call if you need help. My number is 8268-5299. 8268-5299. Take care. God bless. Cheers.